Wherever Kylie and Gavin go, they take a stuffed toy lion with them. It belonged to their little man Archie. Barely one, he was failed by our hospital system. When he got sick, his parents did everything right, taking him to emergency and trusting the staff. But something inside was also telling them something was very wrong.
Happy, healthy, giggly.
Archie was the most beautiful boy in the world. His smile literally lit up the room.
Archie's story isn't easy to tell, but it could save lives.
There's 9 findings in that report of things that they were found that were done incorrectly.
I didn't feel confident to speak up in there because I didn't know, and I am in an emergency department in a major hospital with all these doctors and nurses.
They should know.
But we have lost trust.
These are the memories Kylie and Gavin Reid treasure. Archie and his big sister Charlotte having loads of fun.
We thought it was just like a bit of a flu, like he was just showing the normal signs of, you know, a bit of a runny nose. And he was fevering, but it wasn't until he stopped drinking and he didn't have any wet nappies overnight that's when we thought, okay, yeah, something's more serious is going on.
Kylie rushed Archie to John Hunter Hospital in Newcastle, New South Wales at 9:40 a.m. As well as cold and flu symptoms, Archie presented with a red rash over his back and abdomen. He was given painkillers and Hydrolite. Kylie syringed the liquid into her baby's mouth in the ED waiting room.
I was writing down the time and how many mils I was syringing in. I think I filled about 2 to 3 sheets.
3 hours later, Archie's heart rate increased and he was struggling to breathe. But the emergency doctor wasn't concerned. Archie was sent back to the waiting room for 2 more hours.
Hospital staff tried to send you home. Your gut told you you had to stay there.
Yeah, so they said we'd been there for about 6 hours and they said, like, they're happy for us to just go and wait for him to do a wee at home.
Doctors were fixated on Archie urinating.
By their own admission, they should have tried that for 4 hours before they were like, we need to change our tactics here. They tried it for almost 12.
By 3 p.m, Archie was lethargic and he couldn't sit up on his own. Eventually, he was given a bed and intravenous fluids.
I remember the nurse saying to me, like, wow, he's such a good boy. And I'm looking at her going, he's not moving. Like, he's not being a good boy. He cannot tell you that that's hurting. It's something that I won't forget.
At 5 p.m, there was still no management plan or notes in Archie's medical file. 10 hours after Archie arrived at emergency, a nurse requested that the paediatric registrar assess the baby's condition. That didn't happen for another 4 hours. A floppy Archie, as described by medical staff, was moved to paediatric ICU just before midnight.
You can go and have a rest, and they got us a bed and said, look, we need to work on him for an hour. And then they woke us like 20, 30 minutes after that and just said, well, you know, he's gone into cardiac arrest.
I said, is he alive? Like, get it out. What are you trying to say?
And we went up there and felt like there was 20 people in the room, and there's people up on the bed and they're doing CPR and doing everything and shocking him.
And I remember yelling out to him like, Mummy's got you, come on, Mummy's got you.
Pathology results indicated Archie had Group A strep, which developed into sepsis. His organs were shutting down, his limbs turned blue. Archie suffered 2 more cardiac arrests and he was placed on life support. Archie should have celebrated his 4th birthday last month.
So this was the Monday and he was turning 1 on the Tuesday. So we discussed it with the doctors and just said we just want to get him past midnight. So we had close family come in and we did a bit of a semi-birthday party, we'd call it. that night.
We
When
blew
it
up
turned
some
midnight, we
balloons and
sang to him, and some balloons in there and a little cake and stuff, and everyone left and we slept in the room next to him.
It's trauma no family should have to endure.
We were doing handprints on little blankets and stuff, something for Charlotte to have later when she's older. And he started to head the wrong way, like he was heading toward, these vitals started to come down at one point. I just looked at Kylie and said, if he goes now, I'm not doing any more of these handprints. After I said that, his vitals literally came back up. It was like him going, that's all right, Dad, I'll do that one last thing for my sister. I'll do that one last thing.
The medical system failed Archie. An independent investigation found had sepsis been flagged, blood tests would have been taken and treatment would have started earlier. Staff didn't have full knowledge of the patient and there was no clear treatment plan in place. And they say Mum and Dad know best. Yet incredibly, Kylie's concerns about her son's lack of movement weren't even passed on.
You don't suspect you're supposed to pick up a mistake in hospital.
The hospital report also found that staff kept chopping and changing. Is that something that you noticed while you were there?
Yeah, you kind of, you realise you're retelling the story to a different person all the time.
This is not an isolated case. Nationally, medical errors cost around 18,000 lives every year. Earlier this year, the New South Wales government welcomed Joe's Law, named after 2-year-old Joe Massa, who tragically died in Northern Beaches Hospital in September last year. The legislation aims to prohibit future public-private partnerships in acute care facilities, ensuring that critical healthcare services remain under public control. But Archie's death shows neglect doesn't discriminate. John Hunter Hospital is out and out a public facility.
I think what we're seeing in our healthcare system at the moment is that it's broken, it's really stretched and it's doing the best it can, but it is failing. We're seeing record numbers of our experienced and wonderful healthcare professionals leave their profession.
Nikki Jerkutz is founder and CEO of Tiny Hearts, a platform for parents to become educated in CPR and empowered to advocate for their children.
Even if it is uncomfortable, speak up, ask questions, and if you're concerned about your child, you have the right to say, I'm concerned, I want a second opinion.
A spokesperson from the Hunter New England Health District told A Current Affair it sincerely apologises to the Reid family for the hospital's shortcomings, adding that all recommendations from the investigation have been met to improve patient care. It's too little, too late for Archie.
Everything we do, like whether it's a holiday or a picnic in the park, Archie's lines with us everywhere we go. His lines always comes with us.
Kylie and Gavin will never forgive the system. Their lives are now dedicated to raising awareness about sepsis with an annual walk in Archie's memory.
We want to try and have people remember who he was and remember our little boy. But part of it's too, so we don't have to read more stories about someone else's child passing.
He was the sweetest little boy and should still be with us. Walk for Archie will take place Saturday, 13th of September.